a bass guitar. Simmer down and mash me up. Tripping like I'm Jimmy at Woodstock. Me up, drum me around in your red Ford. Shivers down my spinal cord. Oh, 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 oh. 'Cause you got me holding, holding. Even if I lost all my money, the zero runs deep on it. And I don't need to speak a single word. 'Cause you got me holding, holding. Even if my jokes sound funny, my tongue tied up on it. And I don't need to speak a single word. 'Cause you got me holding, holding.
Good morning, afternoon, or evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the third and final race, the final race actually of the year here at Aussie Formula Racing. It is, of course, the Tier 2 Russian Grand Prix, here for round 16 of MRL season number 7. And joining me, as always, on this broadcast, Mr. Sebastian.
Hello, hello.
How are you?
Sir.
How are you today, Seb?
I am quite good. That was a very good race that we just seen in Tier 1. If you just missed it, our man Mikko here was unfortunate to finish just behind Potsy after a grueling 27-lap race between the two. But we are set for quite an eventful evening because Russia so far has thrown up a lot of safety cars, Mick, and I wouldn't be surprised if we get a couple more here tonight in Tier 2.
Yeah, the track now on your screens, ladies and gentlemen. 5.8 kilometers, 3.6 miles, 18 turns, and it's quite an interesting track at that. We've already seen a lot of action this evening, but also a lot of action in seasons gone by. And for once, I'm glad to say we had some action in the real-life Formula One Championship at Russia this year. I'm sorry, any Lando fans, for bringing that memory back up, but I do believe we are about to get into qualifying, Seb. And if I've done everything right, we shouldn't have any delays this time. How cool is that?
We shouldn't. 5 seconds to go before we have these drivers loading in to the qualifying session. But yeah, real life, that rain certainly threw up a big spanner in the works. You know, Lewis Hamilton with that comeback drive trying to get Lando. But at the end of the day, the reigning champ, or he's not the reigning champion anymore, but at the time he was, and he prevailed with a great strategy call from Mercedes, and that's tends to be what you get around here. You get a bit of strategy coming into play because easy, soft, medium, but because of how easy it is, you can only open up to multiple strategies, and undercut is massive here, Mikko. It's about a second from lap 6 to lap 7, and then if you say undercut from lap 7 to 8, it's about a second and a bit more than that, so a lot to play for.
A lot to play for indeed, Seb. Luckily for these Tier 2 drivers who are very experienced in damp conditions so far this season and in seasons gone by, clear skies for this 18-minute qualifying session. If you're just joining us, you're just in time for the qualifying session here for Tier 2. So just had Tier 1 a few moments ago. Now it's Tier 2's turn to tackle the Sochi Autodrom. And we have 18 drivers on this grid. Unfortunately, not the full 20. My quick eyes tell me that it
Jai.
is... Who's missing? Which cars are missing today, sir?
Oh, looks like we are missing an Alpine.
Yes.
One Alpine and one Alfa Romeo. I know my colours, Mick. I know my colours.
You do know your colours indeed, Seb. So looks like Decelerate and Mr. Spicer will be representing their team solo tonight.
Well, Nemo did say he was moving fish bowls, so whatever that means.
Yeah, he's got, you know,
Moving houses.
moving to a different dentist, I guess.
Yeah. Well, Pepsi, our championship leader, the first out on track. He
He's made a habit
he's
of that,
had
actually.
he has been a habit of that. But that lead did get cut down a fair bit from Great Britain. He did not have a win up until last week in Italy, so there was a 5-race run of him going winless, and there was a 4-race streak there where he was losing points to Andocat, who is trailing him in the championship by 50 points. So Ando's been pushing himself. Aston Martin, Mick, because they're still within 5 points of Ferrari in that Constructors' Championship in Tier 2, as Paulo Pepsi's about to start his lap. Would you like me to take us through a little run here of Russia, Mick?
Oh, absolutely, sir. Take it away, Mr. Poleman from Tier 3.
Well, DRS is about to come at you. It comes at you very quick. That detection point is at the start-finish line, but turn 1, nothing to note right there. Keep it tight to the right-hand side wall to decrease the amount of time you cover on the track. Braking past that box on the top left. You pass by, flip those curbs, and then hit that car left, this long turn 3, adding a lot of heat to your tyres. You want to keep those tyres around 85 degrees to start your lap, because you get so much temperature through them in the first sector due to turn 3 and turn 4, which actually takes just about, well, you're braking around 70 meters into turn 5, get that car in, it's about an even apex. Now turn 6 doesn't really register in these cars, but you got to take it wide into turn 7. Get that car thrown in 4th gear or 5th gear. Turn 8 and 9 now, be careful not to hit those orange sausage curbs on the inside of the corners as Pepsi invalidates, and now he will back out, and he has ruined my call, Mikhail, so...
Well, I think we have... who is that? That is Skins to pick up right where we left off. So turn 11 and 12, and then it's a technical final sector, sir.
A very technical final sector. Turn 11 and 12, once again, not really registered at corners. Turn 13, hard braking past that Fly Emirates sign on our right-hand side. Inside curb a bit more for 14, and slam that throttle down once you get past those little lines on the track. Really hard 15 and 16. These chicanes, a bit of elevation in them, and it's very easy to lose the car through them and get a lot of understeer as well. Turn 17, black boxes, your brake in and turn in point, and turn 18, you just got to throw the car in there, get that throttle down as fast as possible. It's a quick run to the line of 31.8 is our first time in session. His brother, Combat Rat, 33.9, a whole 2.1 seconds off his wingman, Esther Williams driver.
Lots of time starting to come in. King J now 132.0. His first lap on the clock. Saxo 33.3. Sitting there in 5th place at the moment. The other Red Bull Quantum Effect 4th place on the mediums. Quite a lot of medium runners actually, Seb. A bit surprising to me, but nevertheless, maybe they know something that we don't. And there's a Ferrari facing the wall.
Oh, that must be Pepsi, because Latino has just gone fastest, Mick, by 3.5 tenths. Right now, I am looking at Keeper. I'm not sure who you are on board with.
Let's have a look at Keeper. Let's go.
He's finally back, Mick.
I know.
Man who, the best starter in AFR, in my opinion, off the grid. The amount of positions he gains from deep down the grid.
I don't know about that. I mean, Stars would like to have a word with you, sir.
Oh, yeah, that guy's hasn't been around. I've got to have a word with him.
Oh.
He has not been around. Love you, Stars. Here comes Keeper.
The
2
apprentice.
corners to navigate.
The apprentice of Stars, I guess.
The apprentice.
He's done quite well for himself. Unfortunately, not his best qualifying performance so far. Sitting 11th fastest on the softs. 133.1. While all that was going on, Psycho is on that front row next to Latino. So
just
100th in it between himself and Wingman.
He's been in and about there, Psycho. It just doesn't seem to have that race pace from time to time. His quality pace has certainly improved itself as the season's gone on. But when he does have the race pace, he can steal a race win, and that's what we had in Hungary. We had a podium in Britain as well, and a P4 in Italy. Long to go with 2 in a row at Portimao and Imola. So he's up there and about the AlphaTauri man. Well, sometimes race injury, not tonight, because you had to help Kunai commentate.
Yes. Psycho and I are working together for quite some time now. As looks like one of the Mercedes, that would be Bambi, 4th position. 2nd attempt on the medium tyres. Just watching Not on his outlap at the moment, because there isn't really too many drivers on flying laps at the moment.
Ando's just set a purple middle sector, so he's looking to claw back some points from Pepsi. He's got fair bit of rounds to do it. If he were to finish first each round and Pepsi second, and he would be able to take that championship lead from Pepsi, being there's around 9 rounds left, including this one, 8 after Russia. And for those who don't know, I think Mikhail said it earlier on, but we will be on a 2-week break, so we'll be back January the 9th. So make sure you mark it in the calendar. We'll remind you again, as always, as Ando jumps into P2, a 10th off Latino. But Pepsi at the moment. Yet to set a lap time.
Definitely some competitive gaps. Nice and tight, as we always see it. Yeah, we'll just see how things go. Just under 11 minutes left to go in the session. So Pepsi has selected those soft compound tires, and I do believe the man, the myth, the legend. It's not the dragon this time, it's his teammate, who's shown us how to cut turn 2 absolutely beautifully, I might add. Fortunately, that track map, a bright red now, just pushing the track limits a bit too much. I mean,
wow. Sorry, Mick, but Bambi on those medium tyres, he's done 3 laps in them. He's just gone and done a 31.3, so serious pace out of this Mercedes right here. Standing at a 31.3 on some medium set of tyres, some rubbered-in medium set of tyres is quite an achievement if you ask me. He could be on for a very good quality and a very good night if he was to pull it together. And don't forget about Pepsi. He's just trying to come out onto his outlap at the moment at the farthest point of the circuit in Sector 2.
See who else is on flying laps at the moment. Bandcamp, just starting one.
I believe he was calling with you earlier.
He was indeed.
That was the Dragons Company for the 2nd week in a row.
Yes, I mean, it's always a pleasure commentating with Mr. Band. Very experienced driver. And has had quite a bit of success here in AFR as well. Might not know it, considering how his season has gone in the past few iterations, but back before my time, sir, but I've heard that
Well before your time.
He was quite up there.
Before AFR was AFR, he was the first champion, so
He's the man to beat.
he will love me saying that. P2 in the first season that AFR was around. I believe P3 the next season, so he's been there and abouts. A lot of race wins, a lot of constructors championships. There's a class of the man, and nothing more classy than a race win in Britain for the man that loves Mark Webber. Mark Webber used to be an absolutely brilliant driver at that circuit, so... Oh, big snap! One thing he's not classy at is qualifying, and he will be the first one to admit that. But he will clap back and say that the only thing that matters is the race. A 32.0 will put in P9 though, Mick, so...
Even with that
still a decent time.
Yeah. Lots of drivers now out on their second run. Let's jump. Oh, looks like Wingman actually on a slow lap at the moment. Let's see, who else is on a fast lap set? Let's try King J. Looks like he's going pretty quick. 200s down through the middle sector, but lots of time to find in this very tricky final sector, so we'll see if he's able to find it.
Yeah, so much time in that final sector, Mick, and you know very well those lines are so important, and if you carry enough speed, I think he just invalidated over the line, so he did not improve. He would have had his teammate there, Kalios, and he could have gone into the 31.9s, but as we were saying, those lines and the right speed and the right braking application and throttle application through 13, 14, 15, and 16 is very crucial for a good Sector 3 time.
Yellow flags in Sector 2, I think that's just one of the, I think that's Spicy getting out of the way. A podium sitter this season, Seb. Mika coming around the final corner after Psycho received post-race penalties. He goes into 6th place. So Mika, a new breath of life in this sort of last third of the season, just about.
Well, to be honest with you, I think he's had about 3 retirements in the past 6 races or something, so not been amazing. His start of the season was, barring Pepsi, he's probably the best in terms of consistency. I think he scored in every race. So he's been a good for better or for worse, wingman to Andocat. as Wingman is on the grid, so as Mika gets out the way for him. As the Red Bull heads through Sector 2 on the way to Sector 3. There's a yellow flag. It's a Haas. I think that might be just Kalios. Oof.
Kalios, the next victim of turn 8. You see him there on the offboard, sitting and just chilling on that right-hand side. Pepsi, though, is on a flying lap at the moment, Seb, and it's still pretty clean so far.
Pretty clean so far. That's what he needs. I've got to keep an eye on Wingman because he's getting a tow from his teammate at the moment, and he'll cross the line just in front of Pepsi, but Pepsi the man to beat a purple middle sector as Skin sets the fastest lap so far. 6 minutes left in the session. Latino, he's still yet to set a pure lap later on in the session, but Wingman to the line, one more corner to go. He will get there and he'll improve to third, but it's all about Pepsi. He'll get to the line and he'll only jump into P2, so Skins with a brilliant lap just to beat out Pepsi by 1/100 of a second. But remember, Latino outlap on the mediums. Don't forget about him.
It might be a cause for concern. Some of these, especially Bambi, like 131.3 on the medium compound. Definitely raise a few eyebrows.
Yeah, he's up a 10th and a bit through the first. He's just middle of Sector 2 right now, about to head on to that back DRS straight. Playing that DRS down.
Quite a little bit of time in the middle sector, but it's all in the final sector because the rear tires just have so much more grip. You just plant your foot down. He's up nearly 4/10. So that's already good enough for provisional pole.
Look how much time will be in here as well. Oh, he's not taking the optimal line, so he's not using that curb on entry to 15, which you see a lot of Tier 1 drivers do. I know I do it myself because it suddenly opens up the corner. Hopefully it helps on the exit of 16, which is the corner up to 15, but he's thrown that car in really well to 18, and that's a purple by 2/10, nearly dead on. Bambi really showing class here. Latino now out on the medium, so I'll be interested to see how he goes. This will be his laps right here. He'll have to have about 4 laps of fuel and just bang in lap after lap after lap in this Ferrari on those medium tires.
Combat Rat currently on a flying lap at the moment. A little bit wide at turn 4. Don't know if the stewards are very happy about that because it was quite a track extension, but game says it's fine. Didn't gain an advantage, so it's play on at the moment for the Williams. He's coming through turn 10 now. He's up a fair bit on his time, 1:33.9. I think that through the first set he was up 1.2 seconds, so trying to get right up there with his teammate.
1.7, that's so far putting him in P13. He's definitely got time in this sector. He's just washing out. Very unnecessary for the Williams driver. Teammate in provisional P2 in the pits. Probably about to leave very soon, but Combat Rat, a man out on track at the moment, on a hot lap. Next across the line, into P11, so just gets King J. Now, I'm keen to see how Latino goes on these mediums, Mick, because, nope, he doesn't go, he comes into the pits, so.
Oh, that's disappointing.
Okay, he's just getting to warm up. It's interesting play because he's not giving himself a lot of time here to get out on track and do that soft run, but he timed it pretty well there. I think he'll get out and cross that start finish line with about 10 seconds to go in the session, so. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm watching him in the pits, Mick, and his teammates just come out in front of him, Pepsi.
Uh-oh. That could be qualifying over for the Ferrari. Fortunately for him, I guess, he did set that lap on the softs, so.
I believe Ando's going to be the first to start his lap here.
That indeed he is, Seb. What does he need? He needs 5/10. Can he find it when it's all on the line?
Oh, he's got a bit of traffic here. Hopefully that Red Bull gets out the way. Oh, quantum effect's right in his way.
That's I don't know about that.
He's gonna have to start his lap again, and that will be a penalty point to quantum effect if it does get reported. That is a quick 5 penalty point. Luckily for Ando, he does have plenty of time on the board and hopefully enough fuel that he can go again. Minute 50 is well more than enough time, so very lucky man. That is why I like to go early, Mick. You get 2 runs. if you were to mess up the first one or have something happen to you, you can always go again. But Quantum Effect will have quite shaky legs at the moment, Mick, because he knows what's coming for him. He just knows that Ando's not going to be too happy.
Yeah, he's not going to be a happy chap in that Aston Martin. Someone who hopefully will be a happy chap soon enough. Mr. Spicer. Not quite so happy. He's down on his time through the first sector, but lots of corners to make up a lot of time, Seb. See what he's able to do.
18 corners, more like 14 odd corners. Don't really count 1, 6, 11, and 12. Combat Rat retires in the pits. Oh, we're going to need another lap, but Mr. Spicer there wants to improve. He's getting a nice little toe here from Psycho. Not sure you'll be too keen on this, Mick, but Psycho being a little gentleman there. But it's not going to matter too much because Mr. Spicer is down.
Oh, he's gone deep.
Quarter of a second, and he's gone deep as well. So abort the lap. He will have time to go again. But doesn't look like it's going to be too good of a qualifying for the lone Alpine.
Yeah, Decelerate as well, struggling a little bit. He's the car behind. And he's on a flying lap as well at the moment, so he might actually be the first to set a lap time out of these few.
Latino, by the way, is not going to get that lap in, I don't think. 14 seconds left on the board. He is going to be ruining that mistake. Not coming in a lap earlier was a brave call.
Decelerate able to go into 9th position as the checkered flag drops. So unfortunately, Not was unable to set a lap time. So he'll be starting at the back of things. Next across the line will be Latino, but he's already under AI control. Pepsi has invalidated, so the best he can hope for is 3rd place. But with Aston Martin 8th and 11th, they're going to need something special. It's going to be Mika. He's invalidated, so he won't be improving. Then next will be Saxa. He has it invalidated, Seb, and he's going to finish this lap. What's he able to do? Is it going to be enough to get him inside the top 10?
Oh, it's going to be so tight.
Oh, no, not quite. 16.
No, not quite.
It looks like Kalios coming across behind him in 5th place.
Pepsi's bit.
Yeah, he invalidated his lap earlier on.
Wingman has spun. So he was up half a tenth on his time. He spun. It might have affected Quantum Effect, who's up only 300s on his time. Oh, a bit wide.
Ando might be mudded there. Improved, but went off track.
That was very interesting from the Aston Martin. I'm not too sure about that.
Yeah, well,
but Psycho not going to improve too much. King J is coming up behind Bandcamp. Bandcamp will be next to set of time.
The Haas goes into the pit lane. Bandcamp improves 1 position. It's quite an improvement, but only good enough to slow himself right behind the Aston Martin of Mika.
Oh, no, okay. Sorry, Decelerate's just come into the pits, but decided last section he wants to cross the line to... Actually, no, that might have been AI. That was very weird from the Alfa Romeo, but... Bambi on pole in his, I believe, first outing in Tier 2. Pepsi surprised P4, skins with a great quality in P3, and Endocat, well, once again putting that challenge to Pepsi will be those two for the rest of the season. Quantum Effect well away from the top 2. He's a whole 116 off Pepsi, Quantum Effect.
Yeah, I don't know about Ando's time. That might have to be investigated. It reminds me of a certain McLaren driver last season. And a Mercedes, actually, as well.
Yeah.
Shout out to those two. They know who they are. But it is Bambi on pole position. Endocut will line up alongside him. Skins and Apollo Pepsi on that second row, which arguably could be the better place to start this race. Latino and Kalios on that 3rd row, followed by Wingman, Quantum Effect, Psycho, and King J round out your top 10. With Decelerate, Mika, Bandcamp, Combat Rat, Mr. Spicer, Keeper, and Saxa from 11th down to 17th. And Not will start at the back of this grid, failing to set a lap time. We've seen a lot of different strategies so far tonight, Seb. Do we see many more trying the mediums? Because it actually hasn't been as terrible as in weeks gone by.
Well, there's a fair bit of safety because of how close these walls are. But yeah, I would try and just start the softs anyway. It just depends if you are going to build on that late safety car or that early safety car, really. But it all comes down to that late safety car because it doesn't matter if you're P1 on lap 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, etc., etc. It all matters that you are leading the race on that last lap and you cross the line first before all the other competitors on the 27th lap.
I'd
So
have to 90% agree with you, Seb.
90%. What is the 10%
The
not agreeing here,
10%, the
Mika?
10%, right, is those white lines we call track limits.
I don't disagree with you there.
Yeah, and Russia, typically, I mean, we've seen it throughout the tiers. Tier 3 had a lot of penalties for those track limits. Tier 1 had a fair few as well. That cost quite a few crucial positions, especially with that very late safety car. It's no stranger to picking up track limit penalties because you're so on edge. And it can be quite difficult to spot those track limits when you're flying through, especially that middle sector.
Certainly makes it more difficult that the edge of the track is not gravel, it's not grass. So it's more incentive to push as hard as you can because you are not going to get punished for going wide, barring a warning. But even then, the track limits are a bit dodgy around here anyway. So kind of living in fairyland if you are to push that car to the limits. Good chance you can get away with it unless someone behind you or in front happens to catch you doing it and reports you to the stewards.
So we have a few medium starters, sir. We have Decelerate in 11th, Combat Rat in 14th, Keeper in 16th, and Nut at the back in 18th place.
Typical McLaren splitting their strategy. Seen that all season long in Tier 2. I like what Decelerate's doing from P11 on those mediums, betting long and seeing if we can keep within those zero frames, which you see are so important around here. Be able to get in one and get dragged along, especially from those mediums. Massive advantage. Combat Rat, I think, is out of position in this race, but he doesn't necessarily like the track. Starting mediums isn't necessarily a bad thing for the Williams driver who's in P14, but that pretty straightforward. We have a Ferraris right next to each other in P4 and 5, and the fourth row is covered by those two Red Bulls or wingman and quantum effects. So a fair bit to play for. And don't forget, Red Bull are around 30 points behind Ferrari in the Constructors' Championship in Tier 2.
Now you're very experienced with going down towards turn 2 on the first lap. Some experience is better than others, I will admit. But what if you're any driver, let's say you're Skins, Pepsi, Latino, Kalios, even a bit further back, someone like Wingman. How do you approach this first braking zone? Because there's a lot of cars in front of you, and the overspeed we've seen already is very, very potent.
Well, you're lifting. If you are behind, let's say you're Skins and you're behind Andoco and Bambi into turn 1, you're lifting about 10 meters before you would brake, and then you're braking normal spot. And it's the same down the line, you know, you lift about 5-10 meters per line, I guess. So let's say you're all the way down, let's say the 5th line, let's say you're King J, you're about 4 car lengths behind those front runners. You're lifting about 50 meters until you get to that braking zone, just to account for checkup, because you do not want to brake in front wing, you do not want to cause any other driver a penalty. But we are just about to get underway, Mick. So Nut on the grid, Bambi on pole, Endocat right up beside him. Don't forget about Skins, and Pepsi's a good starter as well, Mick.
Yeah, that he is, but the light sequence is starting. We have 3, 4, 5 red lights ahead of the drivers here in Sochi for the last race of the year. The lights are out, and it looks like a pretty good start for Bambi. Endocat not doing as well in that first phase, but the second phase is good enough. And you can see they're 2x2 already. Look at the slipstream from, looks like Skins and Pepsi. There's almost 3 wide now going towards down turn 2. Oh, there's a little bit of a tap there between Latino, oh, that's Pepsi actually, and the Red Bull of Wingman, but they all make it through turn 2 nice and cleanly. Now through the long left-hander of turn number 3, it is Bambi away, leading them away from Ando, then Skins, then Pepsi, and then Latino coming under a lot of pressure from Callus behind them. One of the Ferraris has gone off. Oh, that's a Latino running wide at turn 4. But they seem to keep things under control. A little bit further down the grid now. We see that Quantum is up a place. King J up 2. Keeper not having his usual start. Not up 5 positions just yet. But the lap's only about a third of the way through, Seb. And it looks pretty clean so far.
There's actually Pepsi running wide at turn 4. He's struggling quite a bit. Corner effect is all over the back of Kalios here, and you got those Haas drivers putting their fight to the Red Bulls at the moment. Latino just ahead of Kalios, and down the field, Saxa getting a move on Keeper, or Keeper's getting Combat Rat, and there's a couple of drivers dropping position. That's Maker down the field as well, struggling in the Aston Martin, but so far it's been a very, very clean start, barring that little rub from Quantum Effect and Pepsi into turn 2.
Keeper and Saxa rub wheels as they go through turn 14. Saxa a little bit earlier on the brakes. Leaves Keeper enough room. And there we go. Keeper's up 4 spots. That's sort of what we're more used to seeing from the Mercedes. His teammate for this evening. Fastest lap. Leads them away.
Ooh. Wingman pitting, so it must have been Wingman. Sorry, viewers, I got that wrong. Wingman is the one that made contact with Pepsi into the lead. But Bandcap up into P10. Keeper up into P11.
Saxa up 5 places as well, and that might just be 6 as Quantum Effect and Kalios have a bit of an exchange through turns 2 and 3, but Keeper going ultra defensive. Saxa, oh, he got a bit too eager, Seb. He does very well to catch the car. My goodness.
Very eager. Wants that position from Keeper. Can't forget about Combat Rat right behind, though. He will, very experienced driver, been here since season 1. He will pounce on any opportunity you give him. Look at Saxa. Very, very close. Just backing off in that braking zone, not wanting to run into the back of Keeper. But at the moment, those DRS trains are so crucial. Skins has fallen off of...
Oh, we have a Ferrari round.
Pepsi's round!
Pepsi is reversing at turn 9. And he has to get out of the way. Oh no.
Always got to be careful as well. Don't disqualify yourself. Nice boy. Now he's got to build back up, and you could tell he looked very skittish on lap 1. No, that's falling into the hands of Endocat. He just needs points. Endocat just needs to make points. So right now, Keeper, Saxa going at it again. Saxa around the outside. This is where Potsy overtook you. Oh, squeezing him off. Keeper not giving an ounce of room, and that's some great racing from the pair. Keeper just enough room for Saxa, but not enough that Saxa could send it down the inside into turn 14.
A great move there from the Mercedes. Both of them able to keep the cars in one piece as well. That's what you love to see. As Ando showing some pace that may have been slightly missing for that pole position. Sets the new fastest lap. Well and truly within that 1 second window for the DRS. But there are 2 separate trains forming, Seb. And this one at the back seems a little bit tighter than the one towards the front.
Oh, it very much is. Saxa and Keeper once again going at it. Keeper's going for a lunge, just about pulling it up. Saxa was right there to cut him off. Nice little bit of space up as well. Decelerate, getting all the back of Combat Rat. But Bambi right now in P1. This is a great way to introduce yourself to AFR.
Oh, Keeper's round!
Oh, he's going to hold it. No, he isn't. He's hit Mr. Spicer. Mr. Spicer may have side pod damage here. Keeper around it. I think he might have just gotten away with no damage there, Keeper. Or at least a little bit. But Mr. Spicer is probably the big loser there with side pod and or floor damage.
I think he actually might have hit the rear tyre, so I dare say the Alpine should be okay. I don't see anything from the offboard, but of course very minor damage could have major consequences. Now up the front of the field, looks like Latino putting Skins under a lot of pressure. Skins has really dropped off of our front two, 2.3 seconds. I don't know if he had to take avoiding action from Pepsi spinning last lap. Definitely a possibility.
You can see him struggling out of turn 14, couldn't you? And a little bit of wheel spin out of 17 as well. Bambi smacking out a lap. How's that, Ando? Beat that. And he's got to respond now. Or at least hold on to it, because that battle could go on for quite a while, barring none of those spit. Now, don't forget about Quantum Effect in this little 3-car train. Skins Latino and Quantum Effect. Quantum Effect just flirting with that DRS range at the moment, but if Latino and Skins fight a fair bit, then Quantum Effect can come into play here for P3.
In that fight for the final points place, Saxa has gotten over and taken by Decelerate. And around this time, the softs will start to be losing a little bit of grip, but not too much just the cliffs in a couple of laps time. As Keeper, unsurprisingly, into the pit lane. Fresh set of softs for the Mercedes. And Latino currently riding on board with the Ferrari, 2/10 behind the Williams of Skins. Memphis Reigns, he's got the ERS, he's got the DRS, he's got the slipstream. That's going to be a pretty simple move to the left-hand side. And easily passed before the braking zone as the Haas's make a little bit of a swap as well into that braking zone.
This is almost good for Skins as Psycho and Bandcamp exchanging positions out of turn 14. Two level heads. Bandcamp going to go for a move on the outside. No, thinks better of it. Wise headed always. Not go for a too risky move, but as I was about to say, Skins. It's almost better for him to just sit behind Latino and try and soak up that DRS so he doesn't have to push so hard. Latino, the fastest lap of the race. Obviously trying to break that DRS to Skins, but he hasn't been able to. Skins just hold on. And Skins will use that ERS now to try and claw back some of that gap that was lost to Latino. Latino is still juicing, Mick. All the way till that DLHS sign.
We have a drag race between two rivals that clashed last time out. Psycho just getting ahead of Bandcamp into turn 2 as Combat gets past Saxa for P11 just behind them.
The Dragon and the Dragon Slayer, as he likes to call himself.
Especially after last week, yeah.
100% after last week. If anyone's not seen that, Psycho absolutely obliterated Bandcamp into the wall when joining the track. It was duly handed a penalty.
I mean, there were no surprises there.
No surprises there, 100%. But these two are battling it out on track as if nothing happened. And within a DRS train that involves Skins, called in effect, King J. Somewhat Kalios has kind of dropped out themselves, so
Pepsi has
Pepsi
found
around
the wall
again.
I don't see any damage this time though.
I don't think there was damage last time either. He just dropped it. But Pepsi's got to pull it together because, to be honest, he has not had a great 7 weeks, barring last week. And Andocat showing some consistency. This is adding into that championship. They'll be 32-point lead provisionally at the moment.
We have a speed quantums round! Oh, the nice pirouette keeps the engine running, but need a new front wing for that Red Bull.
Not the only driver that spun. Decelerate spun at the exact same time out of turn 16. So double yellows in sector 3 and 1. As Quantum Effect is a long drive back to the pits. It's the worst spot to crash just after the pit exit because you got to drive all the way back. You cannot drive backwards on the track to get into that pit lane. So Quantum Effect will be ruining his mistake at this moment in time. And Nuts out. Nut is out of the race.
Oh no. That is a safety car. So Quantum has been given a lifeboat. And there he is. You see Nut. He's got a car of science, Seb.
He has. He just dropped that on the left-hand side. I have to assume so.
Yeah, that's really weird.
Normally see people drop it to the right, and if they do drop it to the left, they're able to hold on to it, so... Very unfortunate for New Zealander, the McLaren Tier 2 driver. It will be left for 17 after this.
It's off to make the highlights video now.
Early call for him. He'll start making those Tier 3, Tier 1 highlights, and when he gets a chance, make the Tier 2 highlights, or as you said, begin them. But everyone should come into the pits, at least on the soft tyres. Get changed, that will be their pit stop done. Barring no safety car later in the race, and these soft tyres will easily make it to the end there.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Sorry, medium tyres. Medium tyres. I just said soft tyres, but medium tyres.
Yeah, softs, not quite.
Yeah, I mean, you drive slow enough and they might, but
Let's see where Combat's actually going to take lead of the race.
Skins has gone to the softs.
Oh, maybe he heard you. Maybe.
Huh.
Maybe.
Maybe you didn't see the Williams chat. We did say soft medium, so Skins does his own thing.
You can't tell Skins what to do.
Yeah, he'll just rebel. This, safety cars do breed safety cars, as we love to say, and a great friend of ours love to say. So maybe this could work in his benefit. Put on the softs now, maybe gain a couple of positions, get back to fighting Anocat and Bambi, and then hop back onto the mediums in the next safety car. Although it's a bit bizarre from the Williams driver.
I think what's even more bizarre is decelerate on those hards. I mean, did he start on
Oh,
mediums? I think he started on mediums actually. So
that might be why. I don't think that's the tyre experience in the world to know that those tyres are absolutely disgusting to drive on. There's no grip whatsoever, barring they can last the whole race
I mean,
easily.
if
But
I'm in his position, I would just pit again for the second set of mediums and then just go on those. So you only lose a place to Mika, because Keeper is a whole 48 seconds behind the rest of the field. But it doesn't matter, because he's going to catch up eventually. And then
we hope so. We hope so.
Well, yes, yeah, indeed we do. So, Combat Rat, after staying out, after starting on those medium compound tyres, has taken the lead of the race. Bambi, Androcat, and Latino right behind him in net first, second, and third. Skins on the softs. Maybe to Trump trying to jump a few positions in the train. He's in 5th at the moment. King J in 6th. Psycho in 7th. Bandcamp 8th. Kalios 9th. And Wingman rounds out the 10. Wingman also on a slightly scrubbed set of mediums after his little accident on turn 1. Not turn 1. Lap 1. Turn 2.
Yeah, I'd say lucky to find himself back in a decent position, considering Combo will have to pit and so will Skin, so both the Williams not looking too great in the long run if we don't have a safety car. William is an provisional P8. Look up the grid. I think he's got the pace on a couple of, or several of these drivers, and he certainly can be up there, but qualifying pace shows he's not really up and about in that Red Bull.
I can hear like the sigh in your voice talking about those two Williams guys.
Oh, it's quite painful to see, to be honest with you. I was really pulling my weight in tier 3, and you know, Fever goes and crashes with Trin, or Trin crashes with Fever.
Well,
that's
speaking of crashes, Bambi and Ando
no.
put 5-second penalties.
No way. No way.
That is
and that is an inquiry after the race.
That is not ideal whatsoever for either of them. They both definitely have the pace, but not ideal.
That is 100% an inquiry into the race, and Mick, late safety car, these two will have to pit. And if they decide not to, this is really ruined those two races. They do have the pace and Latino behind, but like I said, a late safety car. We've seen that tier 3, tier 1. It's so likely to happen around here with how close these walls are. I am almost expecting them to hate what has just happened.
Could be a race-defining moment, Sebastian. A race-defining... It could even be a championship-defining moment, depending on how Ando deals with it. But I'm glad to say that we do have a resident Mercedes at the back of the queue, so we should get things back underway. So, Seb, you're a master at these safety car restarts. I mean, hell, you did 2 of them and defended off your victory a few hours ago. Now it's Combat, taking things really slowly.
He has to. That safety car's not in yet. He probably could have gone about 2 seconds ago, but he's going to wait a bit. Try and catch him off surprise in the middle of the corner, I would suspect.
Nope.
Yeah, last corner it will be.
A little weird, there he goes.
Just before the last corner. That was a pretty bad restart, mate, because he went just before the last corner and allowed a check-up. So all this advantage he gained under the throttle was brought back by Bambi under brakes. And now Bambi's all over the back of him, Mick. Look at that ERS in the Mercedes. Will he go for a lunge? He's having a look around the outside. He'll think better, but he'll try and say, oh, will he ever, Mick? Had a look, but Combat Rat fends it off. Bambi's pushing him now. He's pushing him. Kalios down the field. Changing position with Bandcamp. Down the field goes Wingman. He's spun out of turn 2. But Bambi right behind Combat Rat. He needs to use that ERS to get that move done now, Mick.
He tries to fake. Combat goes defensive into turn 5. Now, Bambi trying to get the grip that he needs from those rear tyres. Not quite enough. Kalios goes around. And it looks like Latino defending from Skins. Skins trying to use those softs to get as many positions as he can. They're nose to tail. Nose to tail, Seb, through this really complex sequence of corners. And now they have another straightaway to try and make some moves. And Bambi, with that ERS, with that slipstream, pulls to the left-hand side. Combat, he's not going to give it up easily, though. They two go side by side into turn number 13, but it looks like Bambi just has the legs to get through. Does Ando have the legs as well? Yes, he does!
Oh, yes. Does he have? And look at Skins diving down the inside of Latino, and we'll get his teammate as well. Combat Rat won't put up a fight. Oh, Latino's hit the back. Combat Rat, and he's round. Latino hit the back of Combat Rat. He's spun around, and he's down the field. This has opened up the door for Skins for a crucial podium. King J, sorry, on for the podium, I should say. Skins will have to pit again. My Latino on for a great race, and he just gets caught up by the check up of Combat Rat out of turn 16.
Lots of racing still left to go. But, I don't know about that one, Seb. That's going to be hard to recover from. But Pepsi, back in the points. Just getting past Mr. Spicer into turn 2. And now we'll see if Skins has the pace on those softs to hang with the front two at the moment.
We'll see. Pepsi could be on for another Netherlands drive here, all the way down the field. Could come back for a podium. He's got the pace for it. But you were saying
it's gonna be tough. So it looks like Skins slightly struggling, about 9/10, still within that 1 second DRS range. And we have another spin. That's Saxa. Saxa is facing the wrong way at turn 9. Gets out of the way for all the oncoming cars, but unfortunately it's going to be 17th in last place for the Alpha Tauri. His teammate, though, right in the middle of a train between with King J and Bandcamp. With what looks like Combat Rat really struggling on those older medium tyres, Seb.
Yeah, he's really holding up King J at the moment. King J would want to get past to maybe be a factor in that Ando Cat Bambi battle and maybe steal a P1. Not that yet to have a win, King J, and decisions be pretty up and down, but he has shown glimpses of glamour here and there. He'll be willing to get past Combat Rat. DRS right now open for the Haas. He should be able to close in. He's closing in pretty fast. DRS is open, swinging around the outside of the Williams driver, and he'll get that move done. Kind of off track though. Questionable from the Haas driver, but he still gets the move done anyway. We'll be looking forward. But Bandcamp in P7, don't forget about him. Psycho looking down the inside of Combat Rat. This is what opened up the door for Bandcamp. Out of turn 4, Bandcamp with a magnificent run on the Alpha Tauri. Here to turn 5 in sector 2. Bandcamp down the inside, bangs wheels with Psycho after hitting that sausage curve, and they still go side by side. Combat Rat's just in front of Psycho. This could hamper him. Bandcamp having to lock wheels to avoid him, and Psycho's had to go off the track. Bandcamp with some good racing, getting his car in the right position and snatching P6 from Psycho.
Oh, Combat really struggling now. This is race critical for both Bandcamp and Psycho, and Quantum as well, because he's joined the back of these few. They are trying to pass the Combat Club. Bandcamp successfully gets through. Now it's Psycho's turn to try and make the move as quickly as he physically can. And speaking of making moves, it's Mika and Keeper both passing Decelerate into turn 13, sir.
And Decelerate's tyres are doing him no justice whatsoever. Absolutely no grip. I can only feel for the Alfa Romeo driver and hope he gets a safety car later in the race because things aren't going his way. Cat applying to Bambi in the lead at the moment, getting that fastest lap, and here comes Psycho. This should be a pretty simple move, Mick.
Yep, Combat doesn't have that DRS assistance, but it could be 3 wide here. Look at Quantum Effect. Oh, the Combat's late on the brakes. Quantum has to open the room.
Sorry, Cat just got a 3-second time penalty, so it doesn't even matter about that 5-second penalty, because Cat, it's gone to worse for him because he's gone to 8 seconds now.
8 seconds is a lot of time right now. That would put him all the way down to 9th. Things really starting to heat up here at Sochi.
Got some work to do indeed, King J. He's about 4 seconds off, so he does have a podium right at the end. He's got to pull back around 3 seconds, because if Cat and Bambi do appeal those 5-second penalties, then it all comes down to what King J can do. Bandcamp, he's in P5. well, as ever, pushing in the race, not with the best quality of pace, but in the race, always showing out. Psycho right there, Quantum Effect as well, Combat Rat. Might be the bridge for Pepsi to get a bit of DRS here, but he's fading a bit, and still fading. Those 11-up-old memes would have hit that cliff. He'll be boxing in the next 5 or so laps, you'd assume, unless he wants to go really long and bet for a safety car. Pepsi right now, oh, you see on your screens, Combat Rat a bit out of shape out of that final corner, and Pepsi will get that done very early through turn 1.
It's now 8th
Bandcamp and
place
Psycho.
for the Ferrari. Psycho. Oh, it's contact again between those two.
And that was very detrimental to Bandcamp. As here comes Quantum Effect. Mick. Oh, Quantum was juicing through the corner.
No, he's gone! He's gone!
He was juicing through the corner, Mick. And you can't juice on these worn tyres through that long turn 3.
Alright, well, that's all. The Red Bull hopes and dreams crushed with one simple mistake. See if that brings out a safety car. Doesn't look like it. But Quantum, 5-second time penalty for gaining 1 place. That's not good.
Oh, bad to worse. In the space of 1 sector, pretty much. Good points have become no points, and Quantum Effect will be sulking right about now. Hello to all in chat. I see it's been quite busy in there. Hope you're enjoying the race so far. We are halfway through, or just about halfway through. And Bambi leads in his first Tier 2 race, followed by a P2 man in the championship, Andercat, but both with 5-second time penalties, and Andercat with a 3-second on top of that, as Skins is now coming to the pits, Mick.
Yes, just a few troubles on our own, but yeah, Skins into the pit lane now. Finally getting off of those soft compound tyres. So we'll promote, looks like King J. Streaking away from Psycho and Band at the moment. Kalios joins the penalty club. 3-second time penalty. Look at the wingman, he's got a lot of speed. As does Latino.
As does Latino indeed. So having to give way. Keeper trying to get by, sorry, Kalios trying to get by Keeper. He gets that move done. So right, as ever struggling on those hard tyres. Hello, Mr. P. Hope your race is good in Tier 3.
Yeah. It was alright for him, I guess. From memory? I don't know. It was a few hours ago and I already forgot some.
I was racing and I forgot, so don't blame you, Pancake, at the moment. In that little train, Pepsi right behind him. So as I said before, Pepsi really clawing its way back up this field.
Yes, he's done really well to recover in the halfway stage of the race now. So 14 laps to go when they cross the line next.
Sorry, Bandcamp with a fat snap out of 14. I don't think he'll spin, but he'll certainly lose himself time. And I think he'll feel hard done by Psycho. Last 2 weeks, taken out and then nearly taken out again. Certainly lost in position and lost in a fair bit of time. And it's brought Pepsi into play here as Bambi and Ando finally exchange positions into turn 1. So Ando making his move in this race now, albeit with 8 seconds worth of penalty. Been having a little sneak peek at Psycho. It's way too far back in his McLaren. And we'll wait and bide his time. Latino down the field now. And a wingman. Latino easily gets that move done in the fray well before turn 2. And we'll see forward to Spicer, who is 2.3 seconds up the road. Oh, Pepsi a time penalty as well. Oh my.
He's really pushing that car, Seb. As is Kalios down there in 12th place now, getting past his L-rate through turn 3. A very, very nice move indeed from the Haas.
See a bit of banter going on in chat at the moment, Mikhail. He was too far behind us. Yeah, that's probably true. Sorry, Mr. P. But, I believe Mork got his first podium today, Nick. Oh, I could be mistaken, but if that is true, Mork, big congratulations to you. Massive congratulations. But at the moment, we have a big race on hand because at the moment, the championship is all over the place. And okay, 8 seconds worth of pen, they'll probably turn to 3 if he has that time penalty removed after the race. And Pepsi just picked up 3. So chances are his best finish may be P6 at this stage, with 12 laps remaining.
The laps are certainly ticking down thick and fast. Ando stretching his legs a bit. The cap is extending. He still has quite a bit of battery. So maybe, I mean, that's Lando's only chance, right? He has to break this DRS and have any shot of securing the full 25 points.
That was his shot. You only get really one shot on it, and it's through this first and second sector. Once that's done, you got a little bit of a break. You can kind of get 3/10 taken out of you, and if you can get that back through that last sector, then you can break it. But it's so hard to break. You have to break it in 1 to 2 laps, and you don't really get that around here with how the DRS zones are located.
Definitely provides a lot of close and hard racing in the game. But Bambi has that DRS, uses a little bit of ERS as well to try and stay relatively close to the back of that Aston Martin. It's pretty good to stay behind. Ando might be hiding a bit of pace right now. I don't know, we'll have to wait and see how that develops. A bit further down, these two rivals, Psycho and Bandcamp, still going at it. Band having a look around the outside into 15, can't quite find the gap. They can't forget about Pepsi because he's got some ground to make up, does the Ferrari.
Does he ever? But these two fighting certainly open up a door for the Ferrari driver, the championship leader down the field. Skins getting by Keeper on those fresh medium tyres. But here comes Bandcamp. This should be the move now. It's a question of whether Pepsi will get past Psycho as well. Here comes Bandcamp. Pepsi is too far behind Mick to get it done.
That third car on the train, so.
It's really tough to be a part of. Being that third car and below, it's very detrimental to getting any moves done because that middle car just gets total on, and if you're not close enough to that front car, you cannot get that position. So Bandcamp's goal right now is to try and get within DRS range of King J, and then not be that lead car, and most importantly not be that third car, which will become Psycho if Bandcamp is to catch up King J, which he's doing so far. 10th in the past lap and a half is kind of effects. It's a fast lap in the race on some fresh softs.
Wingman getting past Mr. Spicer as well. Brings himself back up into the points. Gets quantum effect on those fresh softs down in 17th. Hoping for a safety car yet again. But here goes Pepsi. Inside of Psycho into 13. Bang wheels. A little bit of a shove.
And now Psycho's out of DRS range. Pepsi going to go for this. Oh, where's the ever, Mick? Getting brave with it is the Ferrari driver. Don't let me see moves through 15 and 16, but he might throw it into 17. Psycho covers it off. This looks like this will be a Pepsi overtake into turn 1.
Maybe in a proper turn 1, not the...
Yeah, proper, like actual genuine proper turn 1 is what I meant. Look at this.
Through turn 1 they go, side by side. There he goes. Pepsi is now ahead, and actually Ben has been able to catch up to King J's DRS. Now it's up to Pepsi to try and hunt down the Dragon.
I would like to point out as well, King J is outside of about 8 seconds of Ando cut. Well outside it.
That is very true as well, yes.
Ando cut is eventually safe from P3, barring no late safety car. What he's not safe from is Bambi. He was pulling together a stellar race for the... I believe this is his first race. If it is, this is rather brilliant driving from the Mercedes reserve.
Whoa,
Pepsi a bit out of shape. Yeah, he's pushing the limits, man. It's living dangerously, but he wants those positions.
He kind of needs to at this stage. His teammate as well, right on the edge. He's following Mika through the middle sector.
If it were to finish like this, you know, 18 to Andocat, 6 to Mika, you know, 24 right there, 10 to Pepsi. That's a 10-point turnaround for Aston Martin. They'd lead by 5 points going into the holiday break in AFR. So that is great moment. That's a great thing you can say if you're a Aston Martin supporter in Tier 2. To be able to lead the championship from what was a dominating Ferrari early on with how Pepsi was driving, but past, you know, month and a half, he hasn't really pulled together, and that's shown this race with those 2 spins earlier on.
Check in with find a little bit further down. Saxa and Keeper going side by side. Looks like Keeper might actually be having a couple of connection issues. Teleporting all over the place. Saxa still staying right with him, as Latino and Mika have now exchanged at turn 1. And to turn 2 they go.
And that 10-point turnaround becomes 6-point turnaround.
There you go, live standings with Sebastian. We love to see it.
That's brilliant maths right there. Something further maths teacher.
Yes, exactly. Pepsi is struggling to really keep up as King J
Oh
joins the
my
penalty clock.
word.
So
And that is...
Band's on for a very good result right now.
Band's on for a podium. Pepsi's born right into this P4 equation. Barring if Psycho gets a penalty. It doesn't look like at the moment, but Pepsi is slightly pulling away from him. He just can't break that DRS yellow flag. Sector 1 and 2. That looks like it's just Keeper having a spin at turn 4. Bandcamp is very lively as ever in a race, Mikko. It's surprising how night and day is when it comes to qualifying and race pace.
You normally don't see as much of a significant jump as you do with Bandcamp. I don't quite know what it is. But what I do know is that we have a drag race with earlier in the race. Bambi winning out of that one.
And their lead goes to 10 seconds. This front 2. They've got nothing to worry about behind, so they can battle all they want. Bandcamp getting by King J now, and I think he will soar off. Oh, King J breaking a bit too late, nearly running the back of Bandcamp. And, the Jared will try and run away with this. He's got about 6 or so corners to pull a 9/10 gap, a 1 second gap to the Haas, and it's looking very likely with exits like that, Mick.
Yeah, he's really bringing that car, showing his tyre management skills in full effect. It's around this stage that the mediums start to not feel too great. They're not dead, but they certainly aren't brand spanking new.
You certainly feel the effects of them. I know my steering wheel gets a bit light as the tyres wear, so this stage is very prominent. So you feel that lightness in my wheel, and that's when you got to start being very mindful. Bandcamp is flipping, so is King J, so is Apollo Pepsi. All 3 of those in the fight for P3. Using all ERS that they can. Spicer close to Kalios. Kalios with a 3-second time penalty in P10, so not too great for the Haas driver.
I don't quite have that light steering wheel problem.
Yeah, well, you're on a pad, so you get you get all the traction in the world, and the worst reaction times from your steering input as quantum effect spins around in sector 2. But yeah, how's Mexico for you? That S section.
Oh, I mean, that's still ages away. We're fine. Absolutely fine.
And here first from Mikhail. He is fine at that S section in Mexico.
Oh, we'll deal with it when we get there.
that includes USA Sector 1?
Yes, that does include USA Sector 1.
And Suzuka Sector 1.
Yeah, yes, there's a lot of S sections in the last third of the calendar.
At this point, I'm just rubbing in the fact that you cannot turn that wheel that fast on a pad.
Nope, it's really challenging. But,
well, you get decent traction. It's fine.
Turn 4 pass. Alpine v Williams. Williams v Alpine. Looks like Skins has made it past Mr. Spicer, and we don't see a lot of moves at turn 4. He was able to get it done.
You don't. We've seen moves in real life tried, and you can certainly send a send into turn 4 because it does open up on you on entry, but because of how fast it is, you tend to see guys trying to back out and give each other a lot of room and a lot of respect. It is what you want. That's exactly what racing is about. So there's some times where a nose stuck in is a bit too much. Kimi Raikkonen and Valtteri Bottas 2015 is a perfect example of that. Kimi Raikkonen not getting fully alongside, down the inside, and well, Valtteri Bottas can't know he's there. Sends across him and is sent into the outside barrier.
Pepsi feeling the effects of tyre wear there. A little slip out of the last corner. He wouldn't be the first one to crash there. but he might be the last as King J makes a move on Bandcamp. Bandcamp
Look at that.
leaves him the room, but has a beautiful switchback. Does he have the speed?
Beautiful.
He does.
It's absolutely marvelous switchback from Ben. Now they're going side by side through turn 3 to turn 4. This is that fighting we were talking about. Make some room as well. And now Pepsi's in play. King J has to give way to Ben. Pepsi trying to switch back on King J. You think better of it. That's some good racing from the Haas and the McLaren. Both flashing profusely. Especially Bandcamp. Pepsi well in the mix now to get at least P4. But Psycho is right there with him. Can't forget
And
about the
penalty free
AFR
as well.
Yeah, penalty free. That's the big part about it. King J and Pepsi with penalties, that could 100% affect their race standings and the race results. Lap 27. Oh, King J having a look. Oh, and Pepsi's hit the back of King J, Mick.
Oh no. Oh, Psycho's hit Pepsi as well. That was an absolute disaster for the both of them. Oh my goodness.
I wonder if Pepsi has wing damage. That was front wing to rear wheel. I didn't quite get Psycho, but I believe that might have been rear wheel to rear wing. Psycho still continuing, so is Pepsi. See how they fare.
I think they should be okay.
They should be okay, but oh, that's such a weird incident. Now Latino's in the mix as well. Who's actually helped out Ferrari massively.
Well, for one of them at least.
When you look at the constructors, well, sorry, when you look at the constructors, 100% this has helped them out massively. And Latino back to where he should have been, to be honest with you. So, oh, Psycho having a look. I think
Psycho
he
thought
will.
about keeping his nose in there. Pretty dangerous stuff if you ask me, but he's very close to this Ferrari riding on board now with the AlphaTauri. Has a look around the outside of 5 as Keeper.
Oh,
Keeper's lost it at the last corner.
will we get a safety car?
That is.
We will.
It's a team
We will.
moment.
Bandcamp for the win. Keep in mind, Bambi will have that 5% penalty. So if Andocat and Bambi pit, which I highly recommend they do, the softs are so key now. Bandcamp should pit as well. Bandcamp's on for a P2 here, Mick.
He most
Very much so.
Well, this will bring back the gap. And trying to fake out the Mercedes. I don't think that's going to work, son.
It's
He's still in the pits!
I can't believe that.
Bottled it.
How is he's absolutely throwing it away?
That's going to give up points to Pepsi now. It's on the safety car, man. What are you doing?
And oh my god, man. He's gonna serve that 5% penalty, which he can't remove, by the way. He's gonna have to add that 5 and that 3 to his rate. Oh my goodness, Andocat has absolutely bottled this. There is no other way around it.
There really is.
That was 18 points to 8 points. That's 10 free points to Andocat gone. He's not getting that back.
Latino has stayed out. As has Skins. As has Decelerate.
At this point, Decelerate has to try.
16 lap old hards. And you have a whole field on fresh softs behind you. Oh no.
Well, this is very interesting. Very, very interesting. Pepsi's all the way down in P11. He got held up so much by cars in the pit lane.
That probably shouldn't be happening.
It had to be because there were a lot of cars in the fast lane and he just couldn't get released. He's behind Mika now. That is crazy.
Quick penalty check. Got 8 seconds on Ando after he decided to not want to win the race.
not want to get some good points on Pepsi here. Why would you do that?
Yeah. I mean, that's why I let Potsy throw in the last lap, you know, just try to be nice.
You don't want to win the championship.
Exactly, exactly. But yeah, 8 seconds for Ando, 3 seconds for King J, 3 seconds for Pepsi, and 3 seconds for Kalios. This is going to be a very, very interesting last 3 laps of the race. The last 2 even, because I don't know if we're going to wait for Quantum Effect to try and
I
catch
think
up.
it will be two. It will be two, wouldn't it?
So Latino staying out actually could be big brain.
Very much so. I don't think he has the pace on Bambi, to be perfectly honest with you, Mick. I think Bambi will slide by him with how he's driven this race. I think he is the man to beat, regardless of whether Andoka had those penalties or not. But this is a Ando moment.
Oh, absolutely.
We kind of had it in Italy where he refused to use ERS in the wet to get by some drivers when he was down the field and keep up with Pepsi. He was lucky enough to get that P2, but well and truly an Ando moment.
It's moments like these that can define a championship, Seb. It really is.
It really is, and you get multiple shots of this. You know, it's a 23 race season. So many moments in this season that define what will happen, how the championship will play out, and when you're losing points due to a big mistake, and it's such a little thing as speeding in the pit lane, but it is so massive in the context of this race when it's a late safety car. 8 seconds is a race killer. He will not be finishing on the podium. If you look at the leader intervals, that he is 1.3 behind the leader. That's 9.2 down. He will finish in P15 if King J, Pepsi, and Kalios were to not have time penalties. That's how big of a detriment those 8 seconds are. Race killer. Jackson in the chat. Jackson in the chat. Ando is bad. He's made quite a blunder here.
We'll just have to see how things go. We will be green at the end of this lap for this 2-lap sprint to the end. Not one lap. There's no lap cars in the way. It's just straight up
no, we're gonna have no controversy around that.
Can Latino hold off for 2 laps and secure a maiden podium for the Scuderia? Or will the tyre deficit be too much? All's about to be answered, Seb. Take us away on this restart.
Yeah, it all comes down to that restart as well. When's he decide to go? He's got to pick his moment perfectly, and he's got to wait for that safety car to get all of its 4 tyres into the pit lane. You see, he's just winding up the tyres. Bambi's a bit far off him. You'd expect Bambi to be right close to him. Left and right, right and left. Going and going. Latino has gone. He's pulled the trigger. Done a decent job trying to build 410s. Oh, he's nearly lost it. Now, he's lucky because Bambi can't overtake him because that white line is the overtaking line there. But look at that run Bambi has. He will get him before turn 1, Mick. Latino has bottled the restart. Now it's all down to holding position for the Ferrari driver, or even coming back at Bambi. Here they go, Mercedes and Ferrari. This is a 2019 battle all over again. Down the inside goes Latino. He's forced Bambi off. Bambi will have to take the escape road. He might even have to give the vision back. I don't think he will, though. He will keep going. He's going to have to yield. And Skins is in the lead, Mick.
Skins takes the lead of things on the last lap. Ando on the inside.
Oh!
The Ferrari has gone around. Bandcamp back up into 3rd place.
Oh, and Quantum Effect are in as well. And Callis has driven in and Quantum Effect out of the race. Bandcamp was the one who turned across Latino. It was 3-1. That doesn't always work. And Latino is the loser in that situation. But Bandcamp potentially on for a win here. But he needs to dispatch Undercut and Skins to get this race win. Bambi right behind is also a factor. But with 1 lap to go. Oh, Skins turning in on Ando.
It's getting really messy for the last 2 laps. Ando now through into the race.
Oh. Bandcamp, here they go. This could be 3 wide.
Oh, but the McLaren gets through. Psycho getting through on decelerate as well. Now up into 6th place.
And Bandcamp on provisional lead right now. It's all down to this final lap, the final 2 corners and the final lap. Bambi right there with Skins. Bambi has to get this move done right now. Right now. He can't wait till turn 4. He's got to go right now. And Skins is looking like he's being pushed around the corner by Bambi in the Mercedes. There they go. Side to side. Bambi's pulled out to the right inside of turn 1 using all the ERS available to them at Mercedes engine. But Skins is keeping level with him. Bambi will have to go for that dive. He's going to brake later. He's going down the inside. Skins is holding on though. And they're banging wheels. Then they go side by side once again. King J's there as well. It's 3 wide. Oh, this is so tight, and Bambi has to give way.
Oh, does he though? He tries to hold it. Oh, the inside spin!
Oh, he's very spotted. He's at the rear.
Oh no. Oh wow. What have we witnessed? What have we witnessed?
Skins. Mikau Skins. If he can keep this on track, keep it the right way, this will be his podium. It's his first podium since all the way back at the start of the season. He's had 2-point scores in the past 3 weeks, and this is big for him because this season has been very much down. But it could all come together. King J spun! King J has spun, and Psycho will get P3 now.
What is going on?
We're waiting on Anocat. Do we want to call this at all?
I don't know, I'm speechless.
This is
I'm gobsmacked.
This is stupid. Anocat with his 3 and 5 second time penalty. As all yellow flags said will come around the final corner. He wins the race, but Bandcamp will be the true winner. He's got him on time penalty. Skins will cross the line. He'll be in P2. Psycho in P3. Pepsi as well with that time penalty. He will drop all the way down to P10. And Anocat just gets P5.
Wow.
And it's a bigger turnaround for Aston Martin as well into that 2-week break that we're just about to have. 18 points to 1 point, 17-point turnaround.
Well, you'll be happy about this, Seb. Look at the 2 Williams cars.
Oh,
Wow. I don't think we've had a more chaotic final 2 laps than what we've just witnessed here today, Seb.
Bahrain race 1 this season, maybe?
Maybe. This is up there. This is up
there. And this has been the theme all season long in Tier 2. We've had those late safety cars and we had those final lap sprints, and they've normally caused chaos, and we've had it right here. But oh my god, is it entertaining. Congratulations to Bandcamp. That is a stellar drive once again from the Dragon.
I'm speechless. If I was a betting man, Seb, I would not have predicted this podium.
Now, Mick, I will say that Bandcamp was involved in that incident with the Tino.
Yep. It's not settled yet.
It's not settled yet. This is going to be after the race. Bonanza. Oh my god, and Skins could be a race winner here. The first time in a long time.
That decision to stay out could prove even more fruitful. But as things stand right now, it is Bandcamp with the race win from 13th on the grid. Skins taking up the runners-up spot, and Psycho rounding out the podium. Combat Rat in 4th. Ando with his 8 seconds of penalties, dropping all the way down to 5th. That's gotta hurt. That has definitely really gotta hurt. I mean, consolation fastest lap, I guess.
Yeah, so that's 18 points to the Aston Martin crew. And don't forget Bandcamp, if you were to get that 5-second time penalty, would finish off the podium behind Combat Rat.
Yes, he would indeed. Mika in 6th for Aston Martin, Saxa 7th, Spicer 8th, Accelerate 9th, Apollo Pepsi rounds out the top 10. Bambi. Man.
Oh, that's painful to see.
That would sting.
He just got caught in that. He lit up the rears. He had all the pace in the world, and it's come crumbling down.
Yes, indeed it did. Wingman, Latino, King J, and Kalios, the last few to complete the race. Unfortunate for Quantum Effect Keeper and Nut, who were unable to finish that one.
Sorry, Mick, but according to Mr. P, he got hit. He got binned.
Who did?
So interesting. Bambi.
Oh.
So interesting to see the POVs, because this is a big one to be decided after the race.
It's not over. is certainly not over. Well, unfortunately, that's all the time we have for the year, Seb. Don't worry, the season's not over, but yeah, 2021, what a year it's been.
What a year.
You reflect back to season 6 and season 7 thus far. There's been a lot of great
And
racing this year.
you've been a champion, Mick. Massive congratulations to you. It's final words of the season. Big thank you to all who have tuned in throughout the season. We have a new tier here in AFR, tier 3. Thanks to all the commitment of not only admins but all the drivers that rock up every week and give their spare time to have a bit of fun. And it's been great fun, and I've enjoyed being back as well, Mick.
You missed it
wasn't
too much
I,
after
I missed it
season
too
4.
much. Missed
Yes.
the season 4. It was quite fun. It was cool to see everyone watch, but I had to come back at some point and come back now. It's been great to be back. Everyone should that is in chat and that can say thank you. Say a big thank you to Bandcamp. He
Yeah.
tries to keep this league running as smoothly as possible. And he has a race win today. Maybe questionable, may not. May have taken out Latino. Maybe getting away with it. But that doesn't matter. What he does off the track and for the league is unquestionably positive. So thank you to everyone. Everyone have a great Christmas and a very happy New Year. And we'll see you, I believe, Jan the 9th for what will be Singapore.
Yes, so AFR action returns for the final 8 rounds of the season on the 9th of January 2022. It is weird to say, Seb. I'm sorry. That is crazy to think about.
As a 20-year-old, I've not. It is very weird to say 22.
Yeah.
Because I still feel like
Absolutely.
I'm back in 2016.
Absolutely. I feel like it was only yesterday that Nico Rosberg won the World Drivers' Championship.
It was only yesterday. It felt like Vettel was in a Ferrari.
Yep.
And actually winning races.
Yep. Oh, he's gotten close this past season. But on behalf of everyone here at Aussie Formula Racing, we hope you all have a very safe and happy Christmas and New Year. Always remember to look out for your loved ones. Join the Discord if you want to stay up to date with any events that may be going on, because there may be something. Bit of iRacing, no idea. It's up to the admins to decide. But any final shout outs before we end things tonight, sir?
Shout out to you for good comms. Shout out to Trin and T-Mac who have joined me in commentaries. Kunai, Gus as well. Don't forget Bait and Psycho and Bandcamp. But other than that,
just everyone.
It's just everyone. It's time to end the year.
It is.
It's the last one for 2 weeks.
Yep, 2 weeks off, and then we'll be back at the Marina Bay Street Circuit under the lights for the Singapore Grand Prix. That's all the time we have for this evening. Enjoy the New Year's celebration, and always remember to wear your seatbelt.